Good morning, everybody. This is Lindsey Huddleston back in the building with another SPS Monday Motivation. Hope you guys had a pretty good weekend. I had a great weekend. Congratulations to the Renaissance Phoenix, the Lady Phoenix that is, winning the city championship in the city of Detroit against the Cavs. And then congratulations to the Cavs technicians for defeating King High School in the boys championship. And also I want to thank everybody who came out and supported Championship Sunday. It's going to be an ongoing thing once a month when SPS will come to the city of Detroit, the Mix in Bricktown and Greektown, that is, and have Championship Sunday where we can acknowledge greatness and look to learn from each other. I appreciate that. All those things aside, it's a great opportunity. Good morning, Michelle, to address something. Just a week ago, some 12 hours after this Monday Motivation, we experienced another tragedy that was here at Michigan State, literally a stone's throw away from where I'm sitting right now. Another tragedy in what seems an never-ending scenario of violence that we've been experiencing. And it's had major impacts on us. When I get a chance and I see Coach Tom Izzo again, I want to thank him and tell him how proud I am of him. And I say this with all due respect of his growth in the mental health space and being able to be a strong beacon for the individuals on campus and in the sports community. And we saw this outpouring of love, that transcended rivalries when Michigan played Michigan State. And that says Spartan Strong, but that's on the campus of the University of Michigan. So these are incidents that bring us all together, that we all can learn from. And it reminded me of a line that I saw in a movie years ago, American Sniper. And it's a scene that's about 2 minutes long. And it talks about sheep, wolves, and sheepdogs. Now, the reason I'm bringing that up today is I think it's important that we reflect on this. Now, stay Spartan Strong as students return today. Thank you, Milton, Brother Milton Scales. Appreciate you. And that's right, we want to be strong. And Milton can relate to this. And it's so good to see you. Sheep, wolves, and sheepdogs. Which one are you? Now, this is not to be a conversation to trigger anyone. But there's an age-old adage that there are three types of people in the world. The sheep, and this is not to be looked at as something disrespectful, because I think when people talk about analogies, sheep can be considered something that's dispendable, and it's not a thing that people want to be associated with. But it's said that some 80% of the population are sheep, meaning that they go about their lives, they don't engage in violence, and they probably don't feel a need to focus on those things. Then we get into the rest of the population, 10% being the wolves. These are the predators that use violence to act out their means. And then you have another 10%, which are the sheepdogs. These are the people who have been blessed with the gift of aggression, and they can respond to the wolves. And that's what we saw when the law enforcement community and parents and other able-bodied people stepped up, as Milton said, to stay Spartan Strong. Now, why is it important for us to acknowledge this part, for someone to kind of know who they are? Well, it's important because when I did some more research on this, I found that the challenge is people who are sheepdogs don't have a problem with sheep. But the concern sometimes is the sheep have a problem with sheepdogs because of their aggressive nature and because they remind them that there's violence in the world. So what I'm saying here today is that if you recognize your role, whether it's be a sheep or a sheepdog, or we hope not to be a wolf who's a predator, don't take issue with the sheepdog for being the way they are. They said the problem people have with sheepdogs is that they remind them of wolves, but they're not. And I've heard that people used to have a complex about themselves because people didn't like their attitude or their behavior, but it really is that they were a sheepdog. They were about protecting others. And during times of peace, you don't look for that. You don't feel you need that. But it's these unfortunate times that raise their head throughout our life Well, we have to realize who we are. Now, if you happen to be a sheep, if you're not about being aggressive and respond things, that's okay. That's the point I want to make. I want you to be able to comfort and support the sheepdogs. Be able to support those who are willing to go into harm's way. Be able to support and understand those who are willing to step up when you may not be able to. And God forbid, if you're a wolf, if your intent is to act violence on others to get your way, I pray that you meet able-bodied sheepdogs who can respond to you, whether it's the civilian world or non-civilian world. I just know that during these times, guys, it's really hard for so many people. And so many people want to help, but sometimes the roles can be confused where if we don't know who we are, we don't know how to respond. So all I want to say during this time, I pray that we don't have another shooting that we have to talk about. I pray that we don't have to, look at the profiles of young, innocent people. But unfortunately, this world seems to continuously curate these scenarios. And what we have to do during these scenarios is know who we are and respond accordingly. I'm not asking you to become a, gun toter if that's not who you are. And who's to say guns solve this? Guns was a cause, but there are other factors that go into this. So what can I do on this Monday Motivation? I can just encourage you to stay strong. Be there for those who are in need. And if you realize you don't have the capacity to do the things that some people are able to do, acknowledge that and support them while they do it. Don't make them feel as if they're wrong for thinking differently or having a different skill set that you have. For so long, the people that can be there to help you feel shunned by the community because of their gift of aggression or their ability to step into harm's way, whether it's law enforcement or those who are not. I know several stories of people who were engaged in what was going on that night, coming to get family members, supporting people. I even heard about a restaurant where everyone stayed together and they actually waited till everyone was done and they all left together, and actually, a server stayed with the guests because the person lived on campus. So there's so many different ways we can all help during the tragedy, no matter what your role is. So with that, I won't keep you guys too much. I hope this still can be something that's motivating and that still is something that can be helpful during these tough times that we're going through right now. And I just want to appreciate you. Good morning, my brother. That's somebody who's a sheepdog, former Army veteran. I thank you for your service. You're the type who will run into harm's way when things happen. And for so long, Kevin, I can understand that people may not understand you and your nature. Milton, the same way. I know about your law enforcement background as well. Wouldn't understand, but until there's a need, until you're needed, that's when you get that recognition. It's not that you're looking for it, but I thank you for your service, for being the type who can be there to support others. What else can you really say but keep your head up, know who you are, and act accordingly? Kevin says prayers for MSU, and thank you. And yes, sir. With that being said, guys, I just want you guys to go on and have a great day. Be supportive. My neighbors go to Michigan State. I check in on them. They appreciate that. There's nothing wrong with asking. And finally, as it relates to the term mental health, that means so much for so many people. But just be willing to be a listening ear, be supportive, be encouraging, and notice we all process things differently. So with that being said, I want to wish you guys well, and I hope the next time I come in front of you, we can be in a more joyous state. But until then, whether you're a sheep, a wolf, or a sheepdog, know who you are and act accordingly. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye.